Welcome back to Horror Vault Channel. In this video, I am going to share with you the 5 most intensely dark stories related to the Game of Thrones TV show that every die-hard fan of the show should be aware of. The production of Game of Thrones was as intense and dramatic as the show itself, with several real-life horror stories emerging from behind the scenes. Here are 5 true incidents that highlight the darker side of this show's creation. Incident 1. Emilia Clarke's brain hemorrhages. Emilia Clarke, best known for her role as Daenerys Targaryen in Game of Thrones, endured 2 life-threatening brain aneurysms during her time on the show. Her journey is both harrowing and inspiring. 1. First aneurysm. 2011, shortly after filming the first season of Game of Thrones, Clarke suffered a subarachnoid hemorrhage, SAH, caused by a ruptured aneurysm while working out. This type of stroke is fatal for about 1/3 of patients. She experienced excruciating pain, collapsed, and was rushed to the hospital, where emergency surgery saved her life. Post-surgery, she developed aphasia, a condition that left her unable to speak or remember her name temporarily, leading her to fear for her acting career. 2. Second aneurysm. 2013, during routine monitoring, doctors discovered another aneurysm on the opposite side of her brain. Initially deemed manageable, it grew larger and required surgery. The first procedure failed, resulting in a life-threatening rupture that necessitated an invasive operation involving opening her skull. This second ordeal was even more severe, leaving Clarke with significant pain, anxiety, and paranoia about her future. 3. Permanent impact. Clarke has revealed that parts of her brain are now missing due to the damage caused by the aneurysms. Despite this, she made a remarkable recovery and continued to work on Game of Thrones. She credits the show for giving her purpose during these challenging times. 4. Emotional toll. The experience left Clarke battling panic attacks and a deep fear of being fired from the series due to her health struggles. However, she persevered and completed multiple seasons of the show while undergoing recovery. 5. Advocacy. Inspired by her journey, Clarke founded the charity Same You to support people recovering from brain injuries and strokes. Her story has raised awareness about brain aneurysms and the importance of timely treatment and rehabilitation. Clarke's resilience in overcoming these near-death experiences, while continuing to portray one of television's most iconic characters, is a testament to her strength and determination. Incident 2. Dangerous stunts and injuries. The production of Game of Thrones involved numerous dangerous stunts, and some resulted in serious injuries. Here are 2 notable incidents that happened during the shooting of this show. 1. Christian Nairn's back injury. Christian Nairn, who portrayed the beloved Hodder, suffered a lasting back injury during his very first day on set. The scene required him to carry Isaac Hempstead Wright, Bran Stark, repeatedly up and down a hall, reportedly 74 times, while filming a sequence in Winterfell. Nairn later admitted that he didn't speak up about the strain because it was his first day, and he wanted to appear bulletproof. Unfortunately, the repeated exertion caused a back injury that he believes will affect him for the rest of his life. 2. Cliffside horse incident. While filming a scene where Tyrion Lannister, Catelyn Stark, and Bronn traveled to the Eyrie, an actor wearing heavy armor was thrown from his horse during high winds on a narrow cliffside path. The horse became nervous due to the weather conditions, and the actor fell dangerously close to the edge of the cliff. For several moments, he lay motionless, leading the crew to fear he was dead. Thankfully, he eventually moved his fingers, signaling that he had survived the fall. These incidents highlight the physical risks involved in creating such an epic series, with actors and stunt performers often pushing their limits to achieve realism on screen. Incident 3. Toxic filming conditions. The filming of Game of Thrones often involved grueling and hazardous working conditions, with some environments proving to be outright toxic for the cast and crew. Here are 3 notable examples. 1. Respiratory issues during Battle of Winterfell. The indoor scenes of the Battle of Winterfell required the recreation of fog of war effects using real smoke, paraffin, and fish oil. This caused significant health issues for the crew, including respiratory problems and red, irritated eyes. One crew member suffered an asthma attack severe enough to require hospitalization. Others reported coughing up fish wax and flu-like symptoms due to prolonged exposure to the smoke-filled environment. The production team even repurposed a motion capture stage as a makeshift infirmary for those affected. 2. Extreme weather conditions. Many scenes were shot in harsh environments, such as Iceland, where temperatures dropped to minus 25 degrees Celsius, minus 13 degrees Fahrenheit, with winds reaching 100 miles per hour. The cast and crew had to endure these freezing conditions while filming in remote locations with limited daylight, only 5 to 6 hours per day. Shelter was provided by heated Russian tents, but the extreme cold made filming physically taxing and dangerous. 3. Chaotic filming on Euron Greyjoy's ship. The ambush sequence involving Euron Greyjoy was filmed under chaotic conditions. The set included a rigged ship with massive water cannons, shooting waves at actors, while fire effects were simultaneously used. The floor was made of unstable balsa wood, leading to several crew members falling through it during filming. Additionally, Obara-san stunt doubles would caught fire during the sequence, adding to the dangerous environment. These toxic filming conditions underscore the immense physical and mental toll that creating such an epic series took on its cast and crew, often pushing them to their limits for the sake of realism and spectacle. Incident 4. The infamous Red Wedding inspiration. The infamous Red Wedding, one of the most shocking and brutal moments in Game of Thrones, was inspired by 2 real-life historical events that involved betrayal and mass murder under the guise of hospitality. These events were: 1. The Black Dinner, 1440. This event took place in Scotland during the reign of King James II. The young Earl of Douglas and his brother were invited to Edinburgh Castle for a feast by the king's advisors. During the dinner, a black bull's head, a symbol of death, was presented on the table. Shortly after, the Douglas brothers were dragged outside, subjected to a mock trial, and executed. The betrayal shocked Scotland and became a symbol of treachery. 2. The Glencoe Massacre, 1692. Another Scottish tragedy. The Glencoe Massacre occurred when Clan MacDonald hosted soldiers from Clan Campbell under the pretense of peace. After staying as guests for nearly 2 weeks, the Campbells received orders from the government to kill their hosts. In a surprise attack during the night, 38 members of Clan MacDonald were murdered in their homes, while others died from exposure after fleeing into the freezing winter. George R.R. Martin drew on these historical betrayals to craft the Red Wedding, where House Fry massacres Robb Stark, his wife Talisa, his mother Catelyn Stark, and their bannermen during a wedding feast under the guise of reconciliation. The scene's shocking violence and violation of guest right, a sacred tradition in Westeros, echo these historical events, making it one of the most memorable and horrifying moments in television history. Incident 5. Emotional and psychological toll on the show cast. The cast of Game of Thrones faced significant emotional and psychological challenges during and after the show's production, with the intense nature of their roles, public scrutiny, and the series' conclusion taking a toll on their mental health. Here are 5 examples. 1. Kit Harington's mental health struggles. Kit Harington, Jon Snow, experienced severe mental health difficulties toward the end of the series, and after its conclusion. The dark and violent themes of the show, combined with his character's central role, led to immense pressure. Harington checked into rehab in 2019 for stress, exhaustion, and alcohol issues. He later revealed that he struggled with ADHD and anxiety, describing his experience as terrifying due to the intense focus on him as a pivotal character. The ending of the series left him feeling vulnerable and questioning his future. 2. Sophie Turner's battle with depression. Sophie Turner, Sansa Stark, faced depression during her teenage years while filming the series. She attributed much of her struggle to social media scrutiny about her appearance and weight, which exacerbated her insecurities during puberty. Turner admitted there were days she couldn't get out of bed and credited therapy and her husband's support for helping her recover. Her experiences inspired her to advocate for mental health awareness. 3. Maisie Williams' self-esteem issues. Maisie Williams, Arya Stark, cast at just 13 years old, struggled with self-esteem and mental health due to growing up in the public eye. The constant criticism on social media left her feeling overwhelmed and depressed at times. Williams admitted she would sometimes dwell on negative comments, which deeply affected her mental well-being. Post-show, she expressed a desire for a quieter life away from the intense spotlight. 4. Emotional challenges in saying goodbye. The emotional attachment to their characters also weighed heavily on the cast. Sophie Turner was seen sobbing after filming her final scene, while Kit Harington described removing Jon Snow's costume for the last time as feeling like he was being skinned. The end of an 8-year journey created a sense of loss for many actors, as their characters had become integral to their identities. 5. Long-term impact of fame. The fame brought by Game of Thrones proved overwhelming for some actors. Harington spoke about how public attention often felt demeaning, with fans reducing him to superficial labels like Game of Thrones hunk. Similarly, Turner and Williams struggled with maintaining their sense of self amidst public expectations. The intense filming schedule and harsh environments also contributed to emotional exhaustion over the years. These examples highlight how the immense success of Game of Thrones came at a personal cost for its stars, underscoring the need for mental health support in high-pressure industries like entertainment. Finally, all these 5 incidents underscore the immense physical and emotional challenges faced by the cast and crew of Game of Thrones. This has also revealed that bringing such an epic tale to life came at significant physical and emotional costs for each artist involved in the making of this epic show. That's the end of this video. If you enjoyed our take on these true incidents of Game of Thrones show, then do like and subscribe to Horror Vault to keep watching our unique true horror story videos. I will see you in the next video.